So 3.4, which is solve systems of linear equations in 3 variables. So the first ones, okay, just say to tell whether the given ordered triple is a solution of the system. So you just need to plug it in and check, okay, and you need to plug it into all of the equations to verify, okay, because it may work for like one of them but not for another one. That's definitely possible, so just make sure you check it in all 3. So number 4, we got -1, -2, and 5, and then our 3 equations are 4x minus y plus 3z is equal to 13, x plus y plus z is equal to 2, and x plus 3y minus 2z is equal to -17.
Isn't this like, wouldn't you use this if you were graphing like 3D objects? Because wouldn't z be like...
I mean, yes, z is another dimension, but we're not graphing that. Alright, so we're just going to take the ordered triple, okay, remember this is in x, y, and z. So we're going to take those numbers and plug them into each one. So into this one, 4 times -1 minus -2 plus 3 times 5 equals 13. So I've got -4 plus 2 plus 15 equals 13. So 17 minus 4. So 13 equals 13. So that one works. Next one, -1 minus 2 plus 5 equals 2. So -1 minus 2 is -3 plus 5 is 2. So 2 equals 2. So that one works. And this last one, -1 plus 3 times -2 minus 2 times 5 equals -17. -1 minus 6 minus 10 equals -17. -17 equals -17. And that works. So this one is a solution. Alright, let's look at one more of this type. Number 6, -5, 1, and 0. And then my equations are 3x plus 4y minus 2z is equal to -11. 2x plus y minus z is equal to 11. And x plus 4y minus 3z is equal to -1. So again, I've got my x, y, and z. So 3 times -5 plus 4 times 1 minus 2 times 0 is equal to -11. -15 plus 4 minus 0 is equal to -11. So -11 equals -11. The next one, 2 times negative 5 plus 1 minus 0 equals 11. Negative 10 plus 1 equals 11. Negative 9 equals 11. That's not true. As soon as you find one that's not true, you can stop and just say, not a solution. Okay, so if the first one that you find doesn't work, then you can just stop right away, because as soon as it doesn't work for one, it can't be a solution to the system. Any questions about that? The easy stuff. Just the time-consuming stuff.
I got things to do, but
Alright, so we can kind of use whatever method we want to solve 3 equations and 3 unknowns. Elimination or substitution. Some of these problems specifically tell you to use one or the other, meaning they probably think that one or the other is easier. Ultimately, I don't really care what method you use, but I would say probably go with whatever they say because it's probably easier. So let's start with 10. So we have the system 2x minus y plus 2z is equal to negative 7. Negative x plus 2y minus 4z is equal to 5. And x plus 4y minus 6z is equal to negative 1. Okay, so essentially here you've got to pick 2 equations and try to cancel something out, and then you're going to pick 2 different equations and cancel the same thing out. Okay, our goal is to get to 2 equations and 2 unknowns for the next step. Okay, so looking at these equations, okay, what letter is set up nicely for us to cancel? Okay, x. So in the first one, I'm going to use these 2. Okay, so that's going to give me, I'm going to go ahead and just combine them right here. Okay, so that's going to give me 6y. And let's see, negative 4, negative 6 minus 10z is equal to 4. Okay. And then I need to use x again. I'm going to go with the one that has the opposite signs already, just to make my life easier. But I'm going to need to multiply this second one by 2 to actually make it cancel. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and write in, well, I'm going to rewrite this equation over here just to, I'm going to copy over the top one. These problems are where it's like one time where it's okay to kind of be all over the place because there's just so much going on anyways. As long as you get to your final answer and all the pieces are there where I can sort of follow it, you're good. So I'm going to rewrite this the middle equation being multiplied by 2. So negative 2x plus 4y minus 8z is equal to 10. So then that together combines, and I'll go ahead and write it over here, to give me 3y minus 6z is equal to 3. Okay, so now I'm down to 2 equations and 2 unknowns. So what I'm going to do is I need to multiply one of these by something to be able to cancel it.
Bottom 1 by 2.
Bottom 1 by 2. So then I have 6y minus 10z is equal to 4. And I need to do what?
The 2 times.
She was just
I just was copying down the top one.
Oh, man.
Sorry. I am getting, but yes, it will be. So then, remember this has to be negative because I need the signs to be opposite. So negative 6y plus 12z is equal to negative 6. So now I can combine these and get 2z is equal to negative 2. So z is equal to negative 1. I'd recommend you circle that so it doesn't get lost somewhere. Oh yeah, we're not done yet. So now you had 2 equations, 2 unknowns. Now I have 2 equations, only 1 unknown because I now know this negative 1 for z. So I can pick either equation, okay, either original equation here, and plug the negative 1 in. So which one do you want me to use, top or bottom? Top one. All right, so 6y minus 10 times negative 1 is equal to 4. So 6y plus 10 is equal to 4. 6y is equal to... this is going to be weird. Oh, wait. I can't. Yes. I was like, it's going to be 14, and that's not right. And I was like, oh, wait, no, it's not. So y is also negative 1. Yep. So now you go back up here. I would get the one that's completely by itself, so I'm going to use this one. So x plus 4 times negative 1 minus 6 times negative 1 equals negative 1. So x minus 4 plus 6 is equal to negative 1. X plus 2 equals negative 1. X equals negative 3. So then my ordered triple is negative 3, negative 1, negative 1. Okay, and if you want to verify that you did everything right, you can take that point and plug it back into any of the 3 original equations. And if it comes out to work, then you know you did it right.
Are there like ordered quadruplets? There's 4 of them.
Probably, but
We don't want to touch that.
we would not do it by hand. We would do the calculator way.
Yeah, because that's...
Well, yes, there are 4 equations and 4 unknowns.
Why would ever?
But we will not do that by hand. We'll do it by the other method that I'm going to teach y'all later.
Who has a
Like,
desire
what
to
would you
learn?
solve with that? Like, 4-dimensional figures? Like, there is no...
Well, I mean that, or
Exactly.
just...
That's my very...
Just
That's
for
my
fun,
point.
yeah.
There is a 4th dimension.
You just can't see it.
All right. Let's see.
You know that weird story that goes on?
All right, let's do 12.
That's
And then I'll have you guys try one by yourselves.
No.
Well, we might have time to do that,
That's what I
hopefully.
want to do.
All right, 12. 4x minus y plus 2z is equal to negative 18. Negative x plus 2y plus z is equal to 11. And 3x plus 3y minus 4z is equal to 44.
Wait, can you not start yet? Because I haven't even written it down.
Yeah, I'm going to let y'all get it written down first. All I'm going to say is once you have it written down, start looking at which variable do you think is the best. Okay, there could be multiple options. Okay, so just start looking at which one you think you should use or you want to use or whatever. But I'm going to give a minute to get everything written down.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I will say my hint is typically choose one that has a variable that's already one positive and one negative, just so you don't have to multiply by a negative. But completely up to you. You can choose the absolute hardest option if you just really want to. Choose the one that has all numbers in front where you're multiplying every equation by something. Like, you can totally do that.
Yeah, I was gonna do
I'm just
top
letting you
one.
know my personal preference.
Me too.
I'm gonna do the top one.
Alright, what variable do we want to go with?
The top two.
I mean top and bottom. Z. Yeah, Z.
Z?
so that's-
Z.
Alright, so top and bottom first. So these two.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are we multiplying by?
2.
Okay, 2 on the top one. So that's going to give me the equations. I'm just going to end up writing them down here because it'll be easier. Alright, so 8x minus 2y plus 4z is equal to negative 36. And then I can just copy down the bottom one. 3x plus 3y minus 4z is equal to 44. Also, just kind of a random little side note thing here. You can potentially get a no solution with these as well, where like stuff like everything kind of cancels by the way the equations are. So just like a FYI, that can happen. I don't think there's any scenario in which you'd get an infinitely many solutions. Oh, I lied. There's one. As I looked at it, I was like, oh. They just all happen to be odd ones. But I usually try not to give you ones like that overall. I may show you one of them, but anyways. Alright, so this new equation then, to give me my two equations and two unknowns, is 11x plus y is equal to, is that 8? Alright, so that's one equation. I'm just gonna, so I don't lose it, put a little star by it. Alright, and then what other equations do you want me to use?
The middle and bottom.
These two. And what do I need to multiply by?
Multiply the middle one by 4.
Middle one by 4. So then I've got negative 4x plus 8y plus 4z is equal to 44. And 3x plus 3y minus 4z is equal to 44. So that is negative x plus 11y is equal to 88. So now I can come down here and stack them together. So I have, let's see, negative x plus 11y is equal to 88. Okay, but what do I need to do?
We need
I would, well, I can't do that yet. I would also, when you do this, despite the fact that you do have a variable that has one that's already positive and one that's already negative, I'd be very cautious in choosing the one that's already negative, because if you multiply that equation, you're going to end up with a really, really big number.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we'll just.
You can do it.
We'll just multiply the top by like negative 11.
I think that would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of this little star here now because we know where those are. Alright, so top by negative 11. So I've got, let's see, negative, what is that, 121? X minus 11y is equal to negative 88. And see, this is just going to make everything so much nicer.
Wait.
And then I can just copy down the bottom one.
That's why we're waiting.
Alright, so y's cancel, 88's cancel. So what is this, negative 122x equals 0, so x equals 0. That worked out kind of nicely. So then now, top or bottom. And remember, I can use original.
Bottom.
You want to do extra math?
No, top.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so notice in the top one, y is already by itself. Okay, it doesn't matter, but I'm trying to help make your life easier. Y is already by itself, and especially with x being 0. Now, if x wasn't 0, I would choose the bottom one. But since x is 0, I would choose the top one because that's going to make things go away nicely. So 11 times 0 plus y equals 8. So that's 0, so y is equal to 8. Saving as many steps as possible. And then you can plug it into one of your 3 originals. Which one do you want? Top, middle, or bottom?
We'll go with middle.
Middle. Alright, so
What is middle for 5?
what question is this? 12? Okay. Negative x, which is 0, so 0 plus 2 times 8 plus z is equal to 11. So 16 plus z is equal to 11, so z is equal to negative 5. So my ordered triple, 0, 8, negative 5.
Hate it
Why are you waiting?
because it's so long.
I know, I kind of got like lost. for a
They're
while.
really not like hard. They just take so many steps, and like this is another thing where if you made a mistake all the way up here,
You're gonna have to like redo it.
well,
or something.
you're probably not going to realize without taking a surplus of time what is wrong. Keep going with your wrong number if you can't figure out what's wrong, and just make a note. I know this number's wrong, or when you go back and check it, I know it's wrong, but I can't figure out where I went wrong. If the only thing you did wrong was, say, you added up here instead of subtracted, and that caused your number to be off, and you used the right process with the wrong number, I'm not going to take off, like, if it's a 10-point problem, I'm not going to take off, like, 8 points because you had the complete wrong numbers when the only thing you did wrong was added at the beginning. I'm probably only going to take off 2 and just use the wrong number throughout the whole thing, and if I can see that you had the right process, that's what I'm really going to be, because I know these are tedious. They take like 5 to 10 minutes each, especially
it's
when
just
you're doing
like-
them by
I
yourself.
have to like arrow to what's going where
Yeah,
and like
same.
box things, or like I'm like, that's
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
it's
like
like
make little
something
bubbles. If you want
Yeah.
to use colors, this is one time where I will let you do the actual math part in colors.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's okay. Just keep in mind that if you make a mistake, you've written in pen unless you have the erasable ones like she does or something like that, and that could potentially just be
I'm gonna pop this.
really irritating. That's fine. If that happens on a test and you don't have room, come let me know and I'll give you like another piece of paper.
It's just like,
But I usually try to leave plenty of space on there,
it gets confusing when there's like so
but
much
things happen.
work there. I'm just like, wait.
Where is that going?
Where? Like, I don't know.
As in, like, I just get the answer in mental math.
All right, here, try.
Big brain.
I want you guys to try 14. Okay.
Can we use mental math?
No, absolutely not.
If we
What
want
if
to
we
try.
what if we actually got it right though?
But there's
No work, no credit. That's how this class works.
I mean, if you really want to try, Dave, go ahead.
I
but,
cannot
like,
do
are
this
you
in my
gonna
head.
be
I
able
can't do
to?
simple math in my head.
I mean, let's be
Like,
honest.
what's 2 plus
Let's be
2?
honest.
Okay, 4.
In a
really
life-threatening situation, if you were to do this equation but you didn't have any paper, we'd die because we're
I'd be
always
dead.
forced to do it on paper.
How are you gonna do this in your head, David?
Never mental.
Literally.
Sam won't do it in my head.
I would be thoroughly impressed if you could do this in your head.
It's 7.
Josh, you always get so.
It's always 7. 7, 7, 7.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and just stop this video because we're not going to have time for y'all to do it and then us to like completely go over it. So we'll go over it tomorrow, but y'all keep working on this problem so we can go over it first thing tomorrow. I'm just not going to have 8 minutes of just dead space on the video for no reason, so.